Q has two data type. One is atom and another one is list. Atom is a single value. Now in variable A we have declared only one value, so it is a atom, and in variable B we are declaring multiple values. Since more than one numbers are assigned to this variable, we can say this is list. Also, Q can support for mixed list. The mixed list is nothing but it will have integer value as well as character or string. Now in the variable C we are declaring 1 as an integer number, as well as we are assigning some character also. So it is a mixed list. Now you can see the output here. All the values are getting displayed here. To get all the values in a single line, we can use the nList function. The nList is one of the important function in Q. It can get all the values in single line. Also, Q can identify the data type based on the value. So no need to mention whether it is a integer or character. All these things are really not required to mention in Q. It can identify itself. To declare a value in Q, we have to use colon. In other languages, to declare a value, we are using equal to symbol, but in Q, to assign a value to the variable, we have to use colon. And the equal to will be used to check whether the value is equal or not. So it is a comparative operator. To compare two values, whether it is equal to or not, we can use equal to. At the same time, tilde also can be used. There is a small difference between equal and tilde. The tilde is basically, it will tell identical or not. If these two values are identical, then it can tell true. So basically 1b is it's a boolean value. 1b is a true and 0 means it is false. So obviously in KDB Q we have to use colon to declare a value. And now let's see how to fetch a value from a list. So for that, let's create one list with couple of values. Now VA is a list. In this list we are getting couple of values there, like 1, 2, 3 and 4. Yeah, now VA is a list for us and it has 4 values. The values are 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now let's see how the index is working here. Now VA2, so it means it will take the third value. So in the index it starts from 0. So since we have given 2, it will take the third value of the list, it is 3. At the same time, if you want to take more than one value, you can mention that index too. Now in this example we have mentioned 1 and 3. So it will take the second value and the fourth value. If you are mentioning 0, it would take the first value. And now let's see the reverse operator. The reverse operator simply will fetch the data from the end. Now for instead of text blocks, it will start to write from the reverse order. This is the function of it is a functionality of it is Q. Okay, now let's see how to concatenate two strings into one. In this variable a we are going to store this value. Now tech is a string and flock is a string. The string supposed to be mentioned inside of a double quote, and now the tech and flogs, it's concatenated and we have got only one value for this variable a. Now let's see how to parse this value. So in case if you need the first few characters of the string, then you have to mention with that number and sharp. Now we have mentioned as 3 sharp, so you will get the first 3 letters. In case if you want from the end, then you have to use minus symbol. Now let's see how to sum the values in Q. Now 1 is a odd term value and 9 also a odd term value. So when we are summing it up, it is giving the 10 output. So 2 odd term can be summed up. And now let's see, we are going to sum up one odd term and one list. Now 1 is a odd term and another one is list. 10, 20, 30, it is a list. So when we are summing it up, it is giving the value as 63. So how it is working? So now the 1 will be summed up with 10, so it's 11, and 1 will be summed up with 20, so it's 21, and 1 will be summed up with 30, so it's 31. So altogether it comes 63. And so one odd term can be summed up, else one odd term can be summed up with a list. Also a list and another one list, 2 lists can be summed up, but here there is a restriction, the length must be equal. Now in the last one, now 10, 20, 30, it is a list, and in another list we have 3 values, 1, 2, 3, so it is 66. So it is 10 plus 1, 11, and 20 plus 2, 22, and 30 plus 3, 33. So altogether it comes 66. Now let's see another example. In this example we have 3 values and another list has just 2 values. Now it is throwing length error because it is not matching. The one list has 3 values and another list has just 2 values. So it will throw error, and that's a length error. If we are summing it up to list, then now let's see how the dollar function is working. In Q, the dollar function is a typical if condition. How in other languages if is working, by the same way the dollar function will work. So now let's see, we are using dollar condition for a if condition. Now we are checking whether a is greater than 10 or not. So we have declared the value 5 for a, so now a is smaller than 10, so the condition is not satisfied, so it is going for the else part and it will be smaller. And in Q, if it is a if condition, if the condition is satisfied, it will execute all the coming functions, and till is another one function that will bring the value from 0 to up to the given number. To bring the first 4 values we can use for sharp. So it will just list out the first 4 values. So that's what we have mentioned here. And in case if you need the last 4 values from that list, then you have to use minus symbol. And now let's see how to get matrix in Q. So now we are mentioning 2 and 4. It means we need 2 rows and 4 element, and we are going to generate the values from 0 up to 0 to 11, and we are just taking 2 rows and 4 element will be in each row. And in the next example we are going to generate 12 values based on the till condition, and we are just getting into 2 rows.